Hello, I'm Shulker, and this is QnA Saturday, the weekly series I run on my channel where I answer your questions from last week's Q&A. So obviously these tend to revolve a lot around Minecraft and the next update for Minecraft console, but they can also be about anything that I guess you're curious about in general. So if there's anything you're curious about and it wasn't satisfied by the end of today's video, make sure you leave it in the comments down below and I might just answer it next week if it's interesting or it has an interesting response. But with that said, I hope you do all enjoy this week's Q&A Saturday. Like it if you do like it because it helps out the channel a lot and lets us know you do enjoy this sort of stuff. But with that said, let's get straight into the first question, shall we? Which comes in from Mr. Bacon5445, who says, at IBX Toycat, #Q, do you think we'll get shulker shells in the next update? And easy answer to this one is, I think we almost certainly will. So by the next update, I mean the next full update. Like, they might release another bug fix, especially with the Switch edition coming up, but I think the next fully fledged update, whenever that does officially drop, I think it'll have some features from 1.7 and 1.8, but also it'll be most of 1.11, which would include shulker shells. I'd be very shocked if they weren't in there, because it's one of the easier features you can add to the game to make a feature, the shulkers, just a lot better. So yeah, I think shulker shells will be in there, and there's your simple question as answer to your simple question, Mr. Bacon. Mr. Bacon? But yeah, let's move to the next question, which comes in from Merlin Alexander, who says, at IVX Toycat, what is your favorite Minecraft Java update? #Q. So yeah, Minecraft Java, obviously the PC, Mac, and Linux version of the game, it's got like a different update system to the console, so I'll kind of explain what I mean when I get around to it. But I think my favorite update might be Minecraft 1.9, just because it kind of changed the game in a way that, wasn't necessarily popular, but really improved it in a lot of ways, and actually made the game feel a little bit fresh, because suddenly you need a new skilled player. Obviously, people don't like change, and that's why it's one of the most hasted updates ever, but I think that's why I like the update a lot. It did something bold, and even though they might, not want to do it in the future, it's the sort of thing where you can look at it and be like, yeah, that's a cool update. They made a thing happen, and although it doesn't look like it's ever coming to the console or the Pocket Edition, it's that's why it's my favorite PC update, because it's something that was bold and different, and I guess kind of shows you why you shouldn't do that sort of stuff, but also the fact that it happened anyway is still kind of nice if you ask me. So yeah, that's my favorite Minecraft Java update, 1.9, and if I can't say that, if I have to say oh yeah, real reasons, then I guess it'd probably be Minecraft 1.7, the update that changed the world. It was part of TU19, and it added all the new biomes, as well as some other stuff. It was a really cool update, and I'm kind of glad it was in there. So yeah, let's move on to the next question, which comes in from Crystal Keaton, who says, at IBX Toycat, #QnA, are there plans for any more Minecraft minigames for Minecraft console that you know of at the moment? So I was kind of tempted, I'll be entirely honest, to respond to this and be like, ooh, there's nothing I can officially say, but realistically, there isn't actually. I believe there is a minigame in development right now. They've hinted at it, they've said it enough times that something's in there, and the fact that it's been so many months makes me think it's a big minigame, which makes me think it can't be Build Battle, because Build Battle is a pretty easy one to make, right? Oh yeah, you make it so people build for 10 minutes, then you have some more rating system, there you go, that's done and dusted. That's basically like Tumble. I think, realistically, it's probably going to be something bigger, maybe something none of us even expect, like not Build Battle, not Skywars, some other brand new minigame, because Tumble was, I feel like for something that took like a month to develop, Tumble has been a lot of fun, and so has Battle, in the past few months. So whatever they do, I'm kind of looking forward to it regardless, but I have no idea what it is, and as soon as I do know, I guess there'll be a video on this channel, won't there? But for now, yeah, we know there's a minigame in development, or maybe more than one, but all we know is that it's not coming out just yet. Anyway, that said, let's move to the next question, which comes in from Renia C, who says, when do you think Minecraft will die? Probably 50 plus years, but still, when do you think? So honestly, I feel like a lot of people think Minecraft's gonna die oh yeah, many years down the line, and I think that's probably about accurate in that kind of sense. But some people think, oh yeah, it'll be here forever. Well, I'll be 80 years old and I'll tell my kids about Minecraft and they'll be playing it too. I think realistically, if you look over the period of decades, I think that's when Minecraft as a concept starts to break down, because when a new generation of hardware and consoles and even just a new, so think about how phones came around, they've revolutionized mobile gaming. Think about how something else can come out like that. I think all it takes is 10 years down the line, Minecraft's still massively popular, but then something takes the Minecraft success formula, makes it even bigger. So I think Minecraft, the concept, the block building crazy survive game, I don't know if that will ever die, because there'll always be people playing Minecraft, there'll always be people who want to play a game like that. But I think Minecraft itself, to just give it a random estimate right now, let's say 15 years, or I'd say mostly dead in 10 and entirely dead in 15 years. But I think for the next 3, 4, 5, I think we might see some resurgences and some really cool stuff come out, because now Microsoft's really powering through it. You can see how the console's improving year by year. You can see how the Pocket Edition is not only selling more and more each year, but it's getting more and more updates. So I think things are pretty exciting on the that side of things. And in fact, I want to make a whole video on when Minecraft's dying, because a lot of people say, oh, it's definitely dying or it's never dying, but I feel like the truth, as always, is somewhere in between. Anyway, let's move on to the next question, shall we, which comes in from GMGR Blaine, who says, at IBX Toycat, name the next tourist attraction you want to visit. So, the funny thing about tourist attractions is most people, like, you know, claim to hate them, like, oh, that's a place tourists go. And to me, it's like, yeah, tourists go there because it's usually a good thing. That's not always the case. There's a bunch of tourist attractions that suck, like, you know, the statue of the Little Mermaid in Denmark. It's literally just a statue of a mermaid. I think it's actually rated the worst in the world, so it's kind of cool just because it is so bad. But yeah, I actually kind of like a lot of touristy stuff, like Niagara Falls. It's amazing. You know, you don't care that there's like 100 of people there to see it, so it's just amazing to look at. And there's a lot of things like that where I want to see it. But the next thing I want to visit, because again, I kind of like a few tourist attractions, is it's a statue of Bill Clinton in Kosovo, and that's like, it's the most bizarre thing. And I read up on it and I was like, no, there is no way this is a real thing. But no, for real, in Kosovo, apparently they were so grateful after the war, because Kosovo, if you don't know, is not a real recognized country. They're like unilaterally, basically, it's a hard to get into country, but there's got some weird and cool stuff going on there. But yeah, they have a statue of Bill Clinton, and they put it on a place called Bill Clinton Boulevard because they were just happy with what you know, he did for their country or something. And to me, that's just so adorable, right? Like, imagine, you know, like if any country putting up a statue of anyone else's leader. It's just the sort of thing where you're like, I want to see that, just because it sounds that kind of funny. And I know that's an awful answer, but yeah, I want to go to Kosovo and I want to see their statue of Bill Clinton, as ridiculous as that does sound. Anyway, with that said, let's move to the next question, shall we? Which comes in from a fishy destiny _ get some brand new iPad to watch favorite YouTuber. Toycat, tablets are dying. Well, shoot. I had a lot of people respond, you know, similar comments like this one. This one was fairly respectful, but someone like, no, Toycat, tablets aren't dying. I'm watching on a tablet. I hate you. Or, you know, some random stuff like that. But yeah, basically, when I said that tablets were dying, I mean, like, as an industry, less tablets are being sold. I don't mean like tomorrow you'll wake up and, oh no, my tablet stopped working. You know, that's not how that works. I just think in the next like few years, let's call it 3, 4, 5 years, you know, people are going to slowly, you know, their old tablet will break or become, you know, relevant, and they won't get a new one. They'll get a phone, or they'll just get like a real computer of some form, you know. That's all I'm really trying to get at here. I'm trying to say that at some point, you know, tablets, the sales are going down, the number of tablets that people are using will go down, and at some point they'll be replaced by something. Like I said earlier, with the new technology thing, I'm always fascinated by, like, you know, whenever a new technology comes out and we just like integrate it into our life. Like the iPhone, the original iPhone and the original smartphone revolution was only 10 years ago. Before 10 years, you know, people didn't have these crazy smartphones in their pocket that we check every single interaction. And I know that's like the common example, but that's still kind of nuts, right? And tablets didn't exist till like 7 years ago, and now, you know, a lot of you consider them to be common. And I'm just saying, in 10 years we'll be like, wow, this is kind of silly. And I think, you know, maybe even other stuff we have today will be kind of silly. It's just saying tablets are an easy one to bet against because they're going down in sales right now. That's all I meant by that, and now I've clarified. Hopefully you hate me less, or whatever. You don't hate me, I'm a cat on the internet. You can do that if you want. Anyway, with that said, let's move to the next question, which comes in from Dark Knight Minecraft. Hashtag, it's just a question, bro. Toycat, Snack Attacks used to have 5 pieces of ham, and now they have 4. Are you sad about that? So in response to this, because if you don't know, this is a joke from a live stream, because I mentioned on the live stream I bought some attacker snacks, or snack attacks, or whatever it actually is, you know, like, because, you know, they're meant for kids to, like, make little wraps at lunch, but I was like, you know, I'm going to buy one too, because I need a snack right now. And honestly, as with anything like this, the concept's cool on the thing, but I'm really a fan of the concept, like, yeah, just make this whenever you want. And yeah, it's pretty average actually. But no, the 5 pieces of ham instead of 4. I think the fact that it has 4 now is better, because what are you going to do? Rip a piece of ham in half and put it there? No, you want to put like 2 bits of chicken in each wrap, and I'm talking about Snack Attack, which I think are just a British snack no one understands. But yeah, in short, I don't care. I think it's a good thing. I think they're making bold decisions, though they probably should have gone up to 6 rather than down to 4. But, you know, something, gotta save money on that really expensive, tiny little circle of ham, right? But, yeah, let's move on from British snacks to stop confusing people and talk about the next question, which comes in from Callum Mika, who says, hashtag, why do people use hashtag QnA? How do you think they will fit the big Woodland mansion in last gen? So, I think they're going to make it work in last gen. I don't know when. It might be after the 1.11 update. Again, we don't know how console timeline works at all anymore. But yeah, I think they'll make it work on the last gen, but it's just going to be massive and very rare, because you got to bear in mind, right now on last gen, you're not guaranteed to have a witch hunt every world, you're not guaranteed to have a desert temple every world, and it just means that I think you'll have or even an ocean monument. It's going to be a really rare chance to find that sort of stuff. And the wacky thing to me is the fact that you know, they're going to be so giant in comparison to your world. Like literally something like 1% of your entire world will just be this Woodland mansion, and that's going to be funny, and I'm looking forward just to seeing it for that reason, because I think it's going to be funnier on console than it is on PC, just because of that sort of thing. Anyway, that said, let's move to the next question, which comes in from Sidica. brackets Ash, who says hashtag ANQ. What PC rig do you have spec-wise? PS, stay meowsing. I like meowsing, by the way, or like meowsing, like amazing. But yeah, what PC rig do I have? I first built this in 2014, and I haven't switched out anything in there except the power supply and the graphics card, which I've switched out like 5 or 6 times for various different reasons. But yeah, I actually haven't done that much to it. And the cool thing about PC building is I feel like now is the best time to build, because Intel has literally slowed down, and there was no performance upgrade from last generation of CPUs to this one, which means that now's the perfect time to just dump some money on it, because, you know, if there's no upgrades happening, if there's no performance increases, then you can have a PC that's going to perform like a 2020 PC like today, and not because the 2020 PC is like super fast, but because that's going to be super slow like today. So yeah, as far as like PC rigs, that's mine. I'm going to be building a new one soon, and I want to show it off like in my brand new house set up to a video thing, but that looks like it'll be some weeks down the line. But yeah, I'm looking forward to building the new one, because I'm going to go like balls to the wall with it and get a crazy one. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, with that said, I hope you did all enjoy this week's Q&A Saturday and that sort of thing. One more thing before I go, actually, I did want to talk about Super Chat, because fan funding, which is the donation system, which I had on my live streams all December, and it's really funny. Like, I had a joke donation goal, like, oh yeah, give me some money and I'll put it into a jet ski, and lots of people actually did donate for me to go ride a jet ski, so I'm going to do that at some point and then maybe come back to the whole thing. But the whole system for that has now been gone from YouTube, so if you get confused that there's no like $sign in your chat anymore or whatever it was before, they are, you know, taking away fan funding and they're replacing it with something else. So the new thing is going to be called Super Chat, and I figured I'd just show the graph on screen right now because it's really confusing. But here is the graph of like, if you spend a certain amount of money, you put in your chat message, and then depending on how much money you put in, now your message will show up for longer, which is bizarre, and also in a different color, and also you can have a longer message. It's slightly confusing, but here's a graph just in case that's you know, useful to you, because I know a lot of people enjoy the whole like, you know, donation stuff, and now you know if you see a red message in the chat, then Toycat just made $500 and he's probably smiling and, you know, like rolling around at YouTube money or something like that. But yeah, I just figured I'd show this in case you are curious about, like, live streams are going to be a little bit different because YouTube has changed the donation system, which again is enabled by default. They're also taking a slightly higher percent, but whatever. Apparently they've got a cool new system for it. With that said though, hope you all enjoyed this week's Q&A Saturday. Like it if you liked it, share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. By the way, the fan fund, like, again, the jet ski fund actually came in for December, so I'm going to go find somewhere to ride a jet ski at some point, and that's going to be great fun. I'll see you, well, I'll vlog it or something, and you might see that on Twitter or something that'll like that. But yeah, that said, leave your comments down below if your curiosity hasn't been satisfied, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Goodbye.